It may change that.
Absolutely, so.
Well, then I think it keeps it coming back as a bouncing ball.
Yeah.
Person
Because
bring
it
it back,
stops the
back,
person
back.
who continually votes against something, bringing it back as a reconsideration
Every single time.
every single time.
Okay, then, it's got the reason.
But there is a rule that says you can only reconsider a matter once within 12 months. So there is a little bit, but again, if you'd like, we could do a little bit more research and come back with a whole more discussion on that, and you folks can have some thoughts about it.
We could get a different kind of
Month or so.
Okay. Questions from residents?
Just to follow through though, and I'm fine with it, but this council has been accused of having a pack of 5 with predetermined votes, and I'm just saying, in terms of optics, in terms of, I think the recorded vote, but I'll defer to you, we'll have a further discussion, but this council has to understand it's an official, and we have to do, and appear to be doing, the right thing.
Answering questions from residents. This is just.
That's just an FYI. Again, it's, even the staff, we don't know the answer to every question. We have department heads, our little silos, as we referred to earlier. So please don't feel badly at all. If you have if somebody calls you and you're unsure of an answer or would prefer not to answer, the CAO, one of her roles is to accept those kinds of information and questions and then send them to the department head. We can go back through you or we'll respond directly. So that was just a little FYI that you don't have to feel that you have to answer every question you're asked.
Okay.
Maybe I can just clarify through Carol as well, and that is, this is basically just dealing with questions we don't know who it goes to, right? As opposed to every question having to go through the CEO.
Theoretically, every question, that's always been our policy, every question should always go through the CAO. Because say, for example, say he asks me to research something for him, and I'm doing that, but I've been assigned something from the corporation, through Janet, and I'm not doing it because I'm doing something for one of the members of council, then I'm told about it relatively quickly. And it really needs to be direction from council, especially if I'm spending 2 or 3 hours on something. So theoretically, all requests should go through Janet. And then the answer is, she'll send it to me, she'll send it to Brent, she'll send it to whomever. And then she keeps a track too on how much time we're devoting to councilors' issues. Like maybe that's something that should come to all of council, maybe it's something that we should have a discussion on. So that's always been our corporate practice, is to send it through the CEO.
If I could just do a quick follow-up. I guess my problem with that is that it does add an extra level of bureaucracy, which doesn't use our time efficiently. I did some checking around in Lambton County, and yes, staff will include the CAO in responses, yes, but there's no obligation that everything has to go through the CAO from the outset. We obviously don't have to do that at the county, and other jurisdictions here in Lambton County don't do that either. And so, yes, I have no problem with the CAO being informed if it's something of pertinence, but I mean, like, for example, we talk about Economic Development Committee and got lots of questions going back and forth. I appreciate the fact that I can just get quick answers from you about these issues as opposed to sending everything to the CEO. It doesn't really matter to her what we decide as long as she knows what the final outcome is of the decision. So it's just efficiencies and eliminating bureaucracy, and obviously other jurisdictions don't feel it's necessary to send everything to the CEO.
I believe the CEO should be. Councillor Underwood.
I think we're talking about offices here, and offices are responsibility. Now, I understand what you're saying about efficiency because of the internet age. Now, years ago, okay, whenever you had a question that was official in nature, so if it gets to that point, right, if it comes up and it's an official in nature, you either make a memo or you had a letter, and that used to be registered at the office, right? The office used to register this thing, would go in and they would go through a distribution list to the different people, to the proper office. It would be sent to the CAO, for instance, but it might not even get there. It might be sent directly to the action info list that used to be on the wall. Since email, everything's gone to hell, because nobody is, quite honestly, is actually, everybody can talk to everybody at any time and wants immediate gratification whenever they can. What I would suggest, though, is if you want a deeper answer or a deeper question to something, it might be a good idea to at least CC the CAO and then ask through to the office that you believe it is, right? It should be. And the CAO can control his email the way he wants. But that, we're basically trying to bring back a little bit of control to a system that was working very good for centuries. and then we sort of threw it away over the last 30 years. So, well, it's true, right? It's still very efficient, and the email system is super quick, and you can give answers, and we can get answers here and forth. But that person still needs to sort of know what's happening. I think that's the
Council-
argument.
Council reports to the CAO, the CAO reports to council, that's the direct link in the chain.
Even I bypass
So
it
it
sometimes.
should go through the CAO. If council wants to change that, then I would say council needs to change that. But I think we need to confirm that everything, questions, goes through the
It's a municipal issue, it's very clear.
CAO is who we deal with.
I think there's a misunderstanding, and I'm not saying that the CO doesn't need to be informed, obviously, but not on every little minor thing. And that's where things get bogged down. If the CO has to find out about every little exchange, that it's, everything I share with Carol has to go through the CAO, or everything I share with Brent has to go through the CAO. But when Carol responds to me, if she thinks that the CAO needs to know, she'll carbon copy the CAO. Or Brent will do the same thing, they'll carbon copy, and that makes all the
That's why you
sense.
said that.
No, but you're saying that from the outset, that's what's being said right now, from the outset, everything has to be carbon copied through the CAO. And you can say, well, maybe it's a major issue, it goes through the CAO, not minor, but then it's hard to identify what's major and what's minor. But the staff can determine that. That is something the CAO would need to know about, so therefore we'll include the CAO in it. That makes sense to me, that's what other jurisdictions do. It's not a municipal act thing.
CAO, you want to be copied on everything? It ought to be, it should come through you.
It should, and the intent of it is so there's some sort of control of the workload of staff and the issues at hand. Knowing I need to be involved, or the person in the position needs to be involved in that.
Yeah, you don't have to.
It's not that
I don't have to respond.
No, exactly.
So for clarification, does it matter whether it goes to the staff and copied to the CO or goes to the CO and copied to the staff? I understand the CAO's point, you want to be informed too. If someone says to you,
Yeah.
I understand that you're, the street light is out on Pine Tree, and you go, wow, I didn't know that. You need to be kept in the loop, but does it matter whether it goes to the staff first, copy the CAO, or to the staff copy? Does it matter?
Yeah, if they're very large issues, yeah, it definitely should be coming through the CAO position, but if there's something like that, no. And honestly, those things you should be dealing with either, they should be going to the office. I would call the office, email them works, email.
But we'll copy you on everything, right? I mean, you should know about the stop, the street lights.
Yes.
You don't want to be in the dark.
It should, I believe it all should go through the CAO, copied or not copied. As mayor at the beginning of the term, I was copied on a lot of the questions that councillors asked of the CAO and different members of staff. That doesn't seem to be happening anymore. I get a lot of questions, second and third hand. I'd like to know what's going on with council and where they're sending emails to, and I would appreciate being copied on things as well. So that when somebody asks me what's what, as mayor, I didn't know anything about that happening, so. And I know a lot of people copy all of council on different questions. Some of the councillors ask a question and copy all the council. That borders on having meetings if there's replies coming back, so it's a balance. Deputy Mayor Dave.
I guess the other thing too that kind of concerns me, if you feel like you're being left out of the loop, I mean, there are things that come up at council meetings that obviously staff has been corresponding and discussing it with you, but hasn't been discussing with us in advance, and it's kind of sprung on us. So I think if you feel like you need to be kept in the loop, I think on those kind of issues, staff needs to keep us. So nothing just goes to you. It always goes to all council, so we're all treated equally. I think that's only fair, because you're only first among equals, and we all need to be kept informed as well.
Janet?
I think, I may have said it before, but between the mayor and the CAO, those are the conduits to and from council, and that's the way the hierarchy's always been. And it's not that those, I mean, he does need to be more informed, maybe so, but if they're large enough issues, council will be informed.
But there's a lot of very important issues that only he's finding out until it's kind of dropped on us. And so it's really not fair to us, because he's only one decision maker like we are, and he doesn't need to be more informed, because we're all making the decisions.
I
We're all
don't disagree,
equally
and it
informed.
may not be staff that's providing them with information.
Well,
If it's
there's
in my water,
definitely
I'd like to know.
instances where staff's been informed and we haven't been informed.
If it's in my water.
Council